ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel for another third-party figure review. Now today we're going to be taking a look at something a little bit different. This is a video game character based off the video game series The Witcher. Now I actually personally haven't played The Witcher at all, so you're probably thinking, Justin, why on earth are you reviewing a Witcher-based figure if you haven't played the games? Well, my fiancée, Mrs. Collection, absolutely loves the franchise. She's played the games, she adores them, and when we saw this figure, she absolutely had to have it. She doesn't actually like a hell of a lot of the figures that I buy, but this one was definitely one that she was after. This is the character named Geralt, I believe that's how you pronounce his name. He's the main character of the video game series, and he's a bit of a witch hunter from what I've gathered. He hunts creatures and people alike, and he's got different weapons to do that. Either way, she's given me a bit of a crash course on The Witcher, and this figure, let me just say, is actually a really impressive piece. Now, I picked mine up over at KG Hobby. The link for that will be down in the description below if you'd like to pick up your very own Witcher figure, if they do indeed still have them in stock. And either way, what we're going to do now is get all of his accessories out here and take a look at everything he comes with. Now, as you can see, the Witcher figure is actually a little bit light on accessories, but according to Miss Collection, this is perfectly fine for what he needs to come with. However, there is one notable omission that I'm a little bit sore about, and that's the fact that he doesn't come with a display base. This would have been a really awesome opportunity to do like a diorama style display base, maybe with a creature on the ground, or even just include a regular old black display base. I don't know why they couldn't have done that, and the fact that this guy doesn't have any real articulation in the boots makes him a little bit tough to get standing. Either way, let's take a look at his two swords, because yes, he does come with two, the first of which is a little bit more of an intricate design. It does have two little wolves on the end there, it does have a really interesting sort of piece on the front here, and then of course it is all a metal die-cast piece. Very impressed with that. It isn't painted remarkably well, it doesn't really have a real metallic pitting look or anything, but it is die-cast and you can't really complain about that. It does slot into the sheath quite nice, and as you can see, there's a magnet on the back that you can use to magnetize to the back of the figure. Really interesting sort of nice paintwork on there that makes it look like a real material piece. Very darn impressed. Now, apparently, according to Miss Collection, either of these two swords, one of them is used to kill humans and one of them is used to kill monsters. One's like a regular steel and one's like a silver or something. So that's a little bit interesting. Again, I don't know a lot about the lore, unfortunately, but Miss Collection has filled me in. Again, magnet on the back of this one, and the same sort of thing. A nice silver blade, just with a more sort of black standard style handle. It does have a nice little bit of texture, and I'm not sure if you can make that out, but as you can see, it's got a nice little bit of texture on it, which does make it nice and easy for him to hold in his hands. Let's take a look at his hands. You can see he does come with one gloved swap out hand that's an open palm, and he does actually have two of these in the sword holding orientation, which is really good for having him holding his swords. Obviously, you'd probably prefer to have him wearing these leather gloves. They are painted really nicely. You can see a nice texture over the top, really nice sort of stitching sculpted in there, and of course, his little knuckles that are spikes. Really, really nice design from the guys over at Master Toys. And he also does come with his little knife here. It looks like a little kitchen knife. Very interesting design on this piece right here. Nothing really too special about the paintwork, but it definitely does do the job, and that can slot onto the figure as well. Now, it does come with three of these little containers. I don't know if they're used to contain potions or spells or something. Very interesting that he does come with these. He does come with three of them, and they do store on the body as well. And then finally, he does come with the regular old ZC Toy style hands. I'm pretty sure that's the body they're using, based off the coloration of these hands being a little bit more red. I'm pretty sure that is the body they're using, that I used recently on my Frank Castle custom. Either way, that's pretty much it for the accessories. Just before we move on to the figure himself, I just quickly want to say, if you haven't already, go ahead and check out Justin and Steph, our brand new second channel. Miss Collection and I run that channel together. There's a whole bunch of behind the scenes videos, vlogs, toy hunts, and videos on our travels, so definitely do check that out. Either way, what we're going to do now is get the figure himself out here and take a closer look. And here we have Geralt from The Witcher himself, and I think he looks really, really good. Now, first of all, let me apologize for his white shirt blending in with the white background. Don't worry, in just a second we're about to punch in and take a closer look at the details, but as an overall package, taking a step back, I'm actually really impressed with this figure. Now, I do have a feeling that it's using a ZC Toys muscular body on the underside of all this clothing. That is actually one of my personal favorite third-party bodies. It just drapes so nicely. It's basically a carbon copy of what we got from the Hot Toys The Wolverine in the black suit. So I think it's a body that can work really well for a character like this. There are a couple of hang-ups though. The fact that it doesn't have double-jointed elbows really hinders getting able to have that really tight sort of to-the-chest pose for the sword. It sticks out just a little bit too far for my liking, especially for a character that has these sort of big, bulky swords that you'd expect him to use with two hands. But overall, I think the proportions look really good, especially with when you sort of futz around with the outfit a little bit, just to get it looking just right. But overall, as I said, stepping back and taking a look at it as a whole, I am very, very impressed. Either way, what we're going to do now is punch in, take a closer look at that head sculpt. And here we have the Witcher himself, and he looks actually really darn impressive. For someone that knows pretty much nothing about the series other than what I've seen of Miss Collection playing the game, I'm actually quite surprised that I like this figure as much as I do. The head sculpt looks really impressive. It does actually have those sort of cat eyes in there. I don't exactly know why that's the case, but it looks great. Don't get me wrong, I really like the character design here. I like the scars on the face. They're painted really nicely. The hair has a nice silver metallic sort of sheen to it. Maybe I'll know more after I've seen the Henry Cavill series, but for now, all I know is what I've seen of Miss Collection playing the game, and this looks pretty faithful to what I've seen. Now, as you can see, he does have his bottles slotted on the inside there, and inside his little shirt, he does have his wolf, I think that's a wolf necklace, and that signifies that he is a Witcher. Now, on the back, he does have his two swords. As you can see, they can magnetize to each other and then slot on the back, so he can carry both at the same time, which was something that initially I thought he wasn't going to be able to do. So I'm very impressed with the fact they've managed to do that. He does have this X design to his two straps. This one goes over this shoulder, and then this one goes over that one. They do sort of require a little bit of futzing, and the swords, as you can see, are a little bit unstable, but once you have it all set up, it can look pretty darn awesome. Now, there is one thing that's a little bit frustrating, and it's these straps here. They are just little leather pieces that have been tied around the sleeves. You have to do that yourself, so make sure you are looking at the reference, either the front of the box or a game image, to get them just right, because it's a little bit of a pain, and I don't even think that they're right on this one right here, and we looked at a bunch of pictures. Now, as you can see, he does have some detail in terms of these armor plates on the side here, and if you do remove the gloves, they'll be a little bit more visible. You can just use the normal human hands. Now, I don't know exactly what this hook is for. It is made out of plastic, unfortunately. It's not a die-cast piece. I guess it would have been really sharp for them to make this out of die-cast, but as you can see, it's on the belt. You can move it back and forwards, so I really do appreciate them including that. I don't know what that's used to hook or hang, but it's definitely there, which is pretty darn awesome. And the rest of the outfit looks really, really cool. It's very basic, don't get me wrong. There are a couple of more armored up looks that I would have preferred for this figure, but still, for what this is, I'm very, very impressed. Panning the camera down to give you a closer look at the rest of the outfit, I'm actually really impressed with what they've managed to do here. I really like this quilting down the side. I don't know what it is about it, but it just speaks to me. I guess it's sort of like a retro style horse riding gear thing with the quilting on there, and I guess he does ride horses in the game, so it kind of works. Now, I also do like the sheath down the side here for his bread knife, and as you can see, it does have the clips on the inside there that hold it in place. It actually stays in place really nicely. It doesn't slide down at all, which I'm very, very impressed with. Now, let's take a look at the boots themselves. At the same time as being really impressed with the detail, I'm actually really annoyed at the boots as well. I'll talk about what I like first, and that's the detail, the texture, and the paintwork. It looks like he's been stomping around in the mud, and that really does make sense from what I've seen so far in the game. Now, the thing that annoys me is the fact that there literally is no ankle articulation. These are solid pieces. That's very frustrating, especially with the fact that his swords are made of die cast, so they are constantly pulling him backwards, and the ankles aren't strong enough to keep him in place. As you can see, the swords aren't even on there right now, and he's constantly trying to fall backwards. This company really should have included at least a very basic display base. Now, for a quick side-by-side comparison, here is the PS4 Advanced Suit Spidey. I thought I'd compare the Witcher to the Spidey figure just because they're both obviously a video game-based figure, and I think they do sort of complement each other quite nicely, especially if you're building out a video game shelf. You can, of course, have that CC Toys Nathan Drake that I reviewed. You can have your Witcher figure, you can have your Spidey, and whoever else anyone actually ends up coming out with. I know the CGL Toys, the Last of Us figures look absolutely fantastic, and I'm actually considering picking them up for myself. Do let me know if you'd like to see a review on them. Either way, enough about that. These two look really, really good, and I do think The Witcher having a little bit more height works quite nicely for the character. Just wrapping up on the third party The Witcher figure. I'm actually really impressed what this company has managed to do here. Now, I don't know a hell of a lot about this company, so do let me know down in the comment section below if they put out any other figures and if they were good or not. This figure, though, is pretty darn impressive. The accessories are very straightforward, but they're done really nicely. The outfit is done to a very high standard. They've used one of my personal favorite third-party bodies, if it is in fact the one I think it is, and the head sculpt is remarkable. I love the sculpted hair. I love the ponytail on the back. Overall, this guy is a very compelling package, especially if you're a fan of The Witcher. I don't think there are a hell of a lot of Witcher-based figures out there, at least not until the Henry Cavill Netflix series starts coming out. So for now, this is definitely one, in my opinion, to pick up if you're a fan of the video game series. Now, Miss Collection was very impressed with this figure, and she told me to let you know that she absolutely loves it, and she's looking forward to any more Witcher-based figures that are coming out from this company. Either way, if you do want to pick up your very own Witcher, he is in stock right now, I'm pretty sure, with KG Hobby. At least he was at the filming of this video, so check the link down in the description below, and if he's out of stock there, why not try Philip Liu from toyswonderland.com. Link again is down below. Also check out 6 Scale Network, the brand new awesome Facebook group. Come along, chat figures, and share photos of your collection, and participate in giveaways, with one going on right now for the Diecast Mark 7. Also check out Justin and Steph, our brand new second channel for behind the scenes videos, toy hunts, collection tours, and a hell of a lot more. Link down below. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video.